This is exactly how to create boundaries without feeling guilty. If you're the type of person that can't say no, this is the video for you. So back then, I used to always think that if I set a boundary, that is me being rude, that is me being mean. But that is not me being mean. This is me saying, no, I can't do it because my body needs to rest. I don't need to tell you why, but I know the reasons why I can't do it. Or I used to go back and rearrange my schedule to fit that person in my schedule because I did not want to say no. Can you imagine how draining that is? Each time someone asks you to do something, you have to go back and change your schedule or reschedule what you said you're going to do to accommodate for that person. That is crazy. So now I was like, wait, hold up. Why am I doing this? Like, would this person even do the same thing for me? It's not even a tick for tack, but it's like, when I'm asking you for a favor, you're quick to say, no, I can't do it. But then when it's me, it's a whole different ballgame. Like you literally crash out or you make me feel guilty about why I said no. And then, you know what I'm saying? You gaslight me to, you know what I'm saying? Say yes, like manipulate me to be like, okay, well, you know what? Let me change my mind. Maybe you're right. You know, you've done this for me in the past. So you got to really think about it sometimes and you have to listen to your body. If you can't do it or you don't want to do it, don't make that person force you to say yes, okay? This is exactly how to create boundaries without feeling guilty. If you're the type of person that can't say no, this is the video for you. So back then, I used to always think that if I set a boundary, that is me being rude, that is me being mean. But that is not me being mean. This is me saying, no, I can't do it because my body needs to rest. I don't need to tell you why, but I know the reasons why I can't do it. Or I used to go back and rearrange my schedule to fit that person in my schedule because I did not want to say no. Can you imagine how draining that is? Each time someone asks you to do something, you have to go back and change your schedule or reschedule what you said you're going to do to accommodate for that person. That is crazy. So now I was like, wait, hold up. Why am I doing this? Like, would this person even do the same thing for me? It's not even a tick for tack, but it's like, when I'm asking you for a favor, you're quick to say, no, I can't do it. But then when it's me, it's a whole different ballgame. Like you literally crash out or you make me feel guilty about why I said no. And then, you know what I'm saying? You gaslight me to, you know what I'm saying? Say yes, like manipulate me to be like, okay, well, you know what? Let me change my mind. Maybe you're right. You know, you've done this for me in the past. So you got to really think about it sometimes and you have to listen to your body. If you can't do it or you don't want to do it, don't make that person force you to say yes, okay? The first way is start with small boundaries. You don't have to start with huge boundaries, but you want to start small, right? If someone asks you for something and you don't feel like doing it, just say, no, I can't do it. Or no, I can't make it. Like you want to start with little things. Like when someone invites you somewhere and you don't want to go, be like, no, I can't make it. You know, you don't have to lie and be like, oh, I have work. Oh, I have this. Oh, I have that. Like you don't need to lie. Just be honest. No, I can't make it. That's that. I can't make it, right? You want to start with small boundaries. Don't apologize for everything. Stop saying, I'm sorry, I can't make it. You just can't make it. Why are you sorry for that, right? I think for me, I used to always apologize. And I feel like sometimes it's just subconsciously in my mind. So it's like every time I basically, someone asks me for something and I can't do it, I automatically say, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't do that. But it's not like I'm sorry for why I can't do it. It's just an automatic thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want people to think I'm doing the wrong thing. Like the second thing relates to me a lot because I used to think that, okay, if this person reacts a certain way, my decision was bad. Like, oh my gosh, I should have not done this because this person is upset. You get what I'm saying? So I used to just apologize for everything. So stop apologizing for everything. Say what you actually mean. Say what you mean clearly. Stop, you know, going behind the bush and going around the bush and all this stuff, talking about some, you know, I would love, you know, save the, how do you say, save the pleasantries. I think that's what my man would tell me, like, save the pleasantries. Just say what you feel, like, be clear about it. Just say how you think. Don't argue with people who don't respect your boundaries, people that don't understand you or don't want to. I don't want to say people that don't understand you, people that don't want to understand you. Don't argue with them. Don't be wasting your time with them. Just say a few words and that's that. Um, yeah, so people that don't respect my boundaries, I'm not gonna sit and argue with you because you're wasting my time. You're never gonna understand why I said no or why I did this or why I took this decision. You're just gonna keep getting mad because I didn't do what you wanted me to do, if that makes sense. I know in the beginning it's gonna feel hard because you're gonna feel guilty for saying no, but you have to understand that guilt feels weird in the beginning because you're doing something new. Every time you're doing something new, your body is not responding to it correctly because it doesn't really know why you're acting the way you're acting, or it doesn't really know how to take that, how to take that guilt. So sometimes I'll say no and I'm like, oh man, I feel so guilty about it, but like I did what was best for me. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that guilt may feel weird in the beginning, but it's because you're doing something new, right? You're trying something new. Boundaries does not mean you're a bad person or a rude person. It basically teaches people how to treat you, right? Because when you set your boundary, people will know exactly how to treat you, right? Or people will know exactly how to respect you because they know, okay, this person doesn't take this. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't even ask that person this because I respect this person so much because I know they respect their boundaries, right? I feel like when you respect yourself so much, you respect your boundaries, you respect how, you know what I'm saying? And people will see that and they will even respect you because they'll be like, wait, this person is very serious about this, so I shouldn't even ask them this question. You know what I'm saying? Or I shouldn't even ask them this because I know they wouldn't even, accept this. 9 o'clock is my bedtime. I'm strict about it. Why would I call you at 9 o'clock? You know what I'm saying? Unless it's an emergency. I don't know if that makes sense, but boundaries teaches people how to treat you. All right, guys, bye. I hope you guys enjoyed or learned something from this. Make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys like, and I'll see you guys in the next. Bye. The first way I started creating boundaries was I stopped explaining myself or explaining what I'm going to do. So if someone was to ask me, hey, can you go pick up this person? I would say no, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I hope you understand. That's that. I'm not going to sit here and explain 1, 2, 3, 4. I had to do this. I had to do that. This and this and this. I don't need to explain to you my whole life story. And people usually don't even care what's going on in your life. I promise you, they don't care. So that's the first thing. Stop explaining everything that you're doing in the day. Stop explaining what you're going to do tomorrow, what you're going to do the next day, what's on your schedule, unless they ask you, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Then you can proceed to say what you're doing tomorrow. But if they're not asking you and they're just saying, can you do this favor? And you can't do it, just say, no, I can't do it. It's simple, right? You don't need to explain anything. You don't need a 10-minute explanation to why you can't do this thing. The next thing is I accepted that people will never like the decisions I make. Well, I'm going to make decisions in my life. There's always going to be people that are going to complain. There are always going to be people that are going to say, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you should have done this or you should have done that. I stopped caring about how people think. I stopped caring about how people feel about me. If that's how you feel about me, that's how you feel about me. That's that. I used to think back then, if someone was upset with me, I did the wrong thing. And right now, I don't care. Like, this is my life. I'm going to do what's best for me. And I feel like you should also do what's best for you. If you know this is the best thing for you, just go ahead and do it. Don't accommodate other people. Accommodate yourself. You have to help yourself first because other people will always put themselves first. How do you think they get into rooms they need to get into? Because they accommodate for themselves. They don't care about other people. They only care about themselves. So always put yourself first and make sure you're straight first before you go ahead and help other people. I feel like that's something that I would teach my younger self because back then I used to do so much for so many people and I forgot myself until like now that I'm like, wait, hold up. Until I realized, wait, why am I doing all this for these people? And these people wouldn't even do the same for me. They're talking bad about me. They're, you know what I'm saying? They only call me when they need me. So it's like, they're always going to put themselves first before they put me first. So I should put myself first. So that's one thing I'm always going to say. When you're setting boundaries, always think about yourself first. Don't think about others. Now, this is different because, like, obviously, if you're married or if you are in a relationship or you have kids, that's a different situation because, you put yourself first, but you want to make sure everybody else is good because that's your loved ones. I'm just talking about people in general, like, people that don't care or wouldn't do anything for you, there's no need for you to put them first because they probably would not put you first, okay? Like, I feel like empaths always care about how people feel. And I feel like, it's hard because it's like when you're emotionally intelligent to a point where it's like you really, really are sensitive to your emotions, you really care about how that person's going to react to you saying no. And you don't want them to react in a negative, negative way. So you try to, like, you know what I'm saying, prevent like the feeling, but you can never prevent the feeling. I feel like that's one thing I had to learn. Like, you can't prevent how someone's gonna feel, right? The only thing you can do is try to like make sure however you respond to the situation is like very professional. I don't want to say professional, but it's very like classy. Like with class, you want to like handle the situation with class, but then you can't control how someone else is going to react. So you have to understand that their reaction is never your responsibility. So however they react, that's just however they react. That has nothing to do with you. You didn't do the wrong thing. Just because they're mad or they're upset, that does not mean you're wrong, okay? The last thing I learned is saying no is also respecting yourself, okay? Like I told you guys, you have to put yourself first. Every time I said yes to people, right, I was neglecting myself. I was putting myself in the back, okay? And that made me resent the people that asked me for things. Because I'm like, I do so much for you, but then when I ask you for something, it's like, you can't do it. And it's like, it's not like I'm mad at the person because they can't do it, right? But it's like, I break my back for you. But then when it's me, it's like, you know exactly when to say no. Like every time I ignored my own needs to please someone else, I was teaching myself that myself does not matter. So boundaries are not about pushing people away. They're about protecting what matters. If someone texts you, you don't have to answer right away. I used to think, oh my gosh, I have to text right away. If I don't respond right away, you know what I'm saying, this person's gonna be upset. But you have a life, you have things to do, and a person that really understands you will not get mad at you. You also have to choose what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable doing it, go ahead and do it. If you're not comfortable, don't do it. Why are you doing so much? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you gotta go a notch further for a person and you know that personally it does not fit in your schedule, there's no need for you to go ahead and say yes to it. Boundaries teaches people how to treat you. All right, guys, bye. I hope you guys enjoyed or learned something from this. Make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys like, and I'll see you guys in the next. Bye.